Alright guys, what's going on? It's Joseph here back from another LEGO Star Wars video here today. Today guys, I'm going to be going over the 5 types of rumors that LEGO Star Wars fans hate. Now remember, guys, this is my opinion. These are the types of rumors that when I hear them, I'm usually not happy. I don't necessarily hate these, but it's like, it just kind of makes you scoff, kind of makes you sigh and get a little bit disappointed. So these aren't terrible. Some of them do kind of suck, but for the most part, these are somewhat bearable. But still, whenever I hear these rumors or see the leaks of these, I'm usually not too happy. Let's get right into the video, guys. And I know I mentioned this a lot. I know a lot of people are getting kind of sick of it, but remember, at 1,000 subs, guys, we're almost there. I'm doing a free set giveaway. It's either a 501st Battle Pack or an AAT. We're really close, so I bet if everyone who watches this video who's not subscribed to me subscribes, we can be there pretty soon. So, yeah, be on the lookout for that at 1,000 subs, guys. Anyways, guys, getting into the first type of rumor that nobody likes to hear about, and this is going to be when there is a wrong minifigure in the set, or the minifigure is incorrect. And this is, again, minifigures, in my opinion, are a big part of a LEGO Star Wars set. Whenever there's a wrong minifigure in the set, or the minifigure is misprinted, or there's just something wrong with the minifigure, that's never a good thing. And the two clear examples of this that come to mind are going to be the Summer 2020 sets that had Anakin's Jedi Interceptor with, Mustafar Anakin in the set. That's obviously not the correct print. And then Obi-Wan's minifigure in General Grievous's Jedi or Starfighter, right? And that also had a Mustafar print. And remember, none of this stuff makes any sense. There's not supposed to be Mustafar prints on these minifigures in these respective scenes. The Anakin one takes place in the beginning of the movie, and the Utapau one takes place later in the movie, but still, in those scenes, he doesn't really have any scoffs or burn marks on his Jedi robe. So the fact that LEGO did this kind of sucks. Again, whenever we got those leaked images, people were a little bit disappointed. It really wasn't the worst thing in the world for these minifigures, but imagine if that was like a unique Captain Rex and LEGO had the wrong print or something like that, right? So when people hear these rumors and people see these images, it's usually not a good thing, I can't lie. Now, in my opinion, the next type of rumor that LEGO Star Wars fans don't really like, and this one's real personal to me, is when just a set is like missing a minifigure. It's a good set, or it can, maybe even be a bad set, honestly, it doesn't matter, but it's just missing a minifigure that would have made it better, or could have made it good. And for me, one of the first examples I can think of is going to be the Razor Crest. I love that set. That set is so awesome. It's great. It's fantastic. I want to get more of them. I want to keep them sealed. I want to get more for my collection. But I just feel like it's almost perfect. It's like it's missing Quill. It's missing one minifigure, one thing that can make it a lot better. It's like it's just missing that one final piece of the puzzle, I guess you could say, that would make it a lot better. Another set that I just talked about a second ago was General Grievous' Starfighter. I mean, they could have put Phase 2 Cody in that set, or they could have just honestly removed the Airborne Trooper and subbed Phase Cody in. I really would have Phase 2 Cody in, and I really would have liked that a lot more. And with those two sets, I just feel like with one additional minifigure, one minifigure swap, those sets could have been way, way better. And right now, who knows if we're ever going to get Phase 2 Cody. So yeah, that's a big one for me, I can't lie. Another rumor or leak that I hear about, and I don't really like it too much, is going to have to be when a set is undersized. And one of the first examples that comes to my head when I think of this is just going to be the 2016 Clone Turbo Tank. I want to say at least the most recent Clone Turbo Tank. That set's good. The minifigures are solid. The build itself is really, very detailed and pretty good looking, but it's just a little bit undersized. It's smaller than its, older big brothers and relatives, right? And it's not a bad set necessarily, but it's just a little bit undersized. This one, in this case, is a little bit more bearable. There's nothing wrong with the set, but I just feel like LEGO kind of, slims down in the sets. It, I guess, brings out more detail, but also, I don't know. I kind of just like the nostalgic feeling of having a big LEGO set, something that's big and very, impressive that comes out at you. And when a set shrinks in particular, I'm just not the biggest fan of it. I know sometimes it's better, it's cheaper, and it helps a lot of people out, and the set's still good, but in my opinion, I'm not the biggest fan of it. Another set that's more recent, in my opinion, is the Bad Batch shuttle. Now, this set isn't terrible. I think it's fine, but the shuttle I feel like is just a little bit undersized. I know they devoted some of their pieces to the speeders and minifigures and such, but still, the shuttle is just a little bit small, a little bit awkward here and there, but for the most part, it does look pretty good. This kind of, thing I'm talking badly about isn't too bad, but I don't know. It's just a little bit of a annoyance, I guess you could say, or a grievance. Alrighty, so another kind of leak or rumor, I guess you could say, that bugs me is going to have to be when a LEGO Star Wars set is seen or just heard to be out of proportion. This one's not good. I really don't like this one. The LEGO Star Wars sets are out of proportion. It's never good. LEGO usually does a great job with their sets, and they're very proportional, very detailed, very accurate, but sometimes they make some sets that I guess aren't geared as much towards that, and the proportions are not very good. And I know the 4+ sets are obviously not supposed to be very proportional, but that's not necessarily what I'm talking about. I'm talking about more normal sets, and the first one that comes to mind is the AAT. I hate when LEGO Star Wars, has the wrong minifigure in a set, like a Mustafar Anakin or something like that, but when a set is out of proportion, I kind of hate that even more. And the AAT, it's a great set. I really like it. The minifigures are fantastic, and the set itself is good. But just that big, funky-looking cannon, it's just kind of weird looking. Ever since I first noticed it, it just kind of stuck with me ever since. And it sucks that I let it bug me, but it's just the way I feel. And it's just a little bit big, just a little bit too big. If they made it just a little bit shorter, it would have been perfect. And unfortunately, that's not so. I guess I can modify it, but it is what it is, I guess. Another set that comes to mind is going to be the 501st Battle Pack, another set that came out in August of 2020, and that set's good. It's fantastic. It might be the greatest LEGO set ever, right? It's just one little gripe. The ATRT has a cannon that is a little bit smaller than what it should be. It has a little stud shooter. It's kind of, it's fine. It doesn't look bad necessarily, but it's just not proportional or not correct to what it's supposed to be, I guess. So I guess you could even say sets that aren't super accurate are what I also don't like. But honestly, that's more of a gripe that I don't care about too much. But just when the sets are a little bit out of proportion, just look kind of funky, it kind of doesn't necessarily ruin them for me, but just makes them feel worse for me, I guess you could say. Now, another thing that I don't like when it comes to LEGO Star Wars rumors, news, and leaks in general is when we learn that a set is going to retire like early or very quickly, like under a year. And the primary example I can think of this is going to be the 20th anniversary sets. Those sets were cool, right? I mean, they weren't necessarily my favorite, but after they like retired after 9 months and like that was it, it really was a shock. I know they're exclusive, they're meant to be like collector's items and such, and I got a couple myself. But whenever you learn this news, it kind of breaks your heart, makes you sad. Because usually the sets that retire early are pretty good, and that's the same case with these. These were good sets, and they retired early, and everyone learned about it, and that was it. I mean, you're able to find some here and there, but for the most part, they were gone, and it's never a good thing. It makes you sad, as always. In the end, though, guys, I know I really dragged on about how much I hate LEGO Star Wars in this video, right? No. Listen, my complaints I feel like are there. They're just my opinions, but for the most part, I love LEGO Star Wars. Most of these complaints, even if they are, in my opinion, somewhat respectable or understandable, they're not going to ruin a LEGO set for me. I mean, yeah, some things aren't fun, but ultimately, I still bought the AAT. I still bought the 501st Battle Pack. I still pretty much would buy all the sets that I mentioned in today's video. So, for the most part, I love LEGO Star Wars. I love what they do. I think what they do is awesome. But whenever I hear these leaks, rumors, or news and just see this in general sets, it doesn't always make me happy. It's just me. Anyways, guys, let me know down in the comments below. What do you guys think of this video? What do you guys think makes you sad or not happy or just a little bit annoyed when you hear about a LEGO Star Wars rumor or news or leak or something like that in a set that just doesn't, appeal to you as much? And as always, guys, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.